Every August 12th, youth from around the globe come together to celebrate International Youth Day, an initiative that was launched in 1999 by the United Nations and the World Conference of Ministers responsible for youth. Alexander Paul Barron, who is Communication Officer with the National Youth Council, explained that the UN and its participating nations recognize the crucial role that the youth play in sustaining peace and conflict prevention, as well as social justice and sustainable peace.
We really wish to take the opportunity on the occasion of International Youth Day 2016 just so to recognize or to advocate or to build the awareness of how important it is that our young people of our society are important to our sustainable development.
A more balanced and holistic society, Barron noted, is one where the youth are involved in the processes of their own development. The National Youth Council of Dominica will join the regional and international community to acknowledge just how important the youth are.
Now, there are different ways to commemorate the International Youth Day. In this case, the National Youth Council wish to participate in the form of outreach. So what we have done is, as of Tuesday this week, we sat down with Tina Alfred of the NGO, the coalition of NGOs, and in her capacity as one of the young leaders there in the protection and preservation of children and their rights, especially as it relates to crime and violence, to have a discussion with hosts on Heng and to build solidarity and show how important it is that young persons are in maintaining peace and conflict resolution. What we have found is that in terms of national development, it's always important to include young persons in that process. And if you don't, it's almost certain that there will be certain, unrest or restiveness, or if you want to look at it at that. It's almost to say that to an extent they will feel alienated or marginalized.
He stressed that although Dominica is not as burdened by civil unrest, it is important to assure the youth that their aspirations are not being ignored.
Now, we have a situation throughout the world that young persons forms a majority in certain countries where it's prone to have certain civil unrest and conflicts ongoing. And we know of that in terms of the international community thereon. Of course, in Dominica, our situation is somewhat different than theirs. However, that does not mean that those things cannot show up on our shores. As such, what it is important to do now really is to sort of take a sort of preventative approach in ensuring that our young persons feel that they are being cared for, and to feel that they're being their interest is being looked after thereon. It's always important on those occasions to bring it to the forefront. The National Youth Council continue to do its best. Of course, there are other stakeholders and agencies which have responsibility for young persons, and they're on board with these things really, and we want to commend them in their efforts. But we really want to just reaffirm our commitment and to wish every young person, as of the 12th of August, International Youth Day.
Barron pointed out, though, that this year, International Youth Day will be commemorated under a dark cloud here in Dominica, as the entire island continues to mourn the loss of the 5 young men from Pennville.
Time these things happen and the young may have lost their lives, it represents almost certainly untold stories, ambitions and aspirations and goals that would not have been achieved. So we also, from the National Youth Council, wish to take the opportunity to extend our condolences and sympathies to the families of these young men who lost their lives so tragically.
Barron remarked that Dominica is taking corrective measures in the form of our judicial system to ensure that the rights of the youth are safeguarded, and that there are certain opportunities opening in education and small business development and entrepreneurship that will seek to empower the youth to realize their goals.